Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Iyori Folani. Well, we're going to focus on the upcoming Ondo State governorship election. That's on Saturday. We've been looking at that subject for a few days now. 17 parties will be taking part in that election, but it is generally felt that the four runners are the incumbent Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa. The incumbent is of APC, as well as the Mr. Agbola Ajayi. He is of the PDP, and he will be our guest this morning. In fact, I wonder if we already have him on. Supposed to be joining us remotely. Good morning. There you go. Good morning, Mr. Eniola Akinshola. Mr.
Akinshola. Thank you, my brother. It's nice to see you after a long time.
Indeed, same here. Mr. Akinshola is the Chief Press Secretary, former Chief Press Secretary to former Governor of Ondo State, Dr. Mimiko. He's a media perception manager, member of the APC Campaign Council in Ondo State. So it's great to have you on. Is everything according to plan, according to the satisfaction of the APC Campaign Council?
To the glory of God and His munificence, things are going on. I've done a bit of it. The governor has gone around, not just the headquarters of the 18 local governments, has been in villages, towns, hamlets, he's been to marketplaces, been to schools, he's met traditional rulers, special interest groups. He has met all. He has done his bit. He has reminded them of the history before now. He has also assured them of what he will do. He has told them what he has done since coming on board in full as a governor about 10 months ago. And he has resonated generally with people who are confident in God. We know we are putting our effort, and we trust that God will take care of the rest through the good people of Ondo State, who wants Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa to continue in the saddle as governor of the state.
I'm sorry. Mr. Akinshola, why I chuckled there was that this is exactly what the camp of Agbola Ajayi of the PDP will also be saying. You know it. So it's up to the electorate, actually. And it will depend on how well.
Be saying exactly.
It depends on how well these candidates have impressed the electorate. In that regard, at least you can only speak for your, well, maybe, of course, as a press man, you probably have an overview, but you probably will most likely want to speak about the efforts of your candidate, that is the incumbent governor, Aiyedatiwa. Do you feel, because people were talking about the possibility of apathy in the elections. We discussed this yesterday based on the fact that both of them come from the same zone, one. Two, they also seem to be political, a blood lineage. Both of them served as deputy governor to the late, great Aketi. And so here we are, and it's like people feel that there's very little to choose between the two of them. They probably are basing this on a conception that they have that their political lineage is the same. How would you say to people who would think like that?
Similarities, and there's obvious differences. In terms of pedigree, in terms of competence, in terms of capacity, in terms of resonating with the people, in terms of love of the people, in terms of experience, in terms of delivery, there are clear differences. One was deputy governor to late Aketi, and after experimenting with him, he dumped him and picked another. So there's a difference. You were running a race, and your partner said, "No, I can't run with you," and picked somebody over you. It's like the biblical story of Saul in the Bible. He was made king, and along the line, he didn't do well, and David was chosen, preferred over him. So there's a big difference. The other difference is that you have a man who is conversationalist in terms of relating with the people. Anywhere he goes, He discusses with them fluently in the language they understand, not some knee-jerk ability or incapacity to piece words together. Two, this man is doing things. I mean, there's a difference between somebody who has not experienced it. If it's about on the hands experience as a governor, nobody among the candidates has on the hand experience. He's the most experienced because he has been deputy, which is the farthest any of the rest have gone, and he's now governor. So he's not going to start from point zero. He's taking off, and the job will be faster. He has studied the system. He knows where the problems and challenges are. He knows the solution that has been proffered, and he knows what new solutions to proffer. And this one he has reiterated everywhere he has been to. He has told people that, one, we know that there are issues that we have to frontally attack in terms of our economy. And that is why he has started encouraging farming, large-scale farming. The government have cleared wide, expanse hectare of land for young and old farmers and taking the burden of farm clearing. The government is giving them farm inputs, fertilizers, giving herbicides, we're giving inputs to plant, because he knows that the way to go as we go forward is first produce to feed ourselves, then produce to sell to others. In terms of education, he has revamped and added to the free shuttle buses that have been taking our children to school. It was a program that went into a law, but now he has revamped it. Now road accidents involving school pupils have reduced drastically, if not totally. In terms of health, he's working on expanding the frontiers of healthcare delivery in the state. Just recently, through the relationship with Ondo State and the federal government, we got a teaching hospital approved for FUTA in Ondo State, apart from the Unimed that is here, apart from the health facilities that are here. These are improvements. Primary healthcare facilities are being improved. Secondary healthcare facilities are being improved. Generally, the ambience here is that of peace and tranquility. I'll talk to you about security. Before now, we used to have reports of nearly every day people being kidnapped on their way to farms, attacks. These have reduced drastically. He has revved up the Amotekun Corps. He has tried successfully to match the activities in terms of intelligence gathering with the activity of the police and DSS in terms of arrest, apprehension, and prosecution of culprits. This has improved. He has proposed the idea of rangers out of the Amotekun. He has not officially launched it, but the process has already started. You know, in Nigeria, people wait. When somebody makes a proposal, they think it is when they officially launch it that it has started. No. For instance, if you construct a road, before you do the commissioning, people are already planning the road. So the forest rangers are already at work in the forest. They are living with the people. They are embedded in the rural areas. They know who is a likely criminal. So they gather information, pass it to the agencies, and the agencies try to apprehend. And security is not about bringing criminals to book. Security is about preventing people from committing crimes. And this is what he has improved on in terms of the security of this place. Roads that were started by Aketi are being continued. Yes, there was some law because of the heavy rains, but they have taken off again. So there's a difference between somebody who is doing things and somebody who is saying, I will do things.
Okay.
And let alone somebody who have had opportunity in the past and didn't do so well with the opportunities they have had. So that's the difference.
Okay. Well, it is, just in case first of all, there are 17 parties taking part in this election, if I'm correct. 17 parties, although we're
yes,
17 parties. The two front runners are thought to be the candidates, the incumbent of APC, and Mr. Agbola Ajayi of the PDP. So just in case any of the candidates, any of the supporters of the PDP candidate is watching this and would like to also contribute on the efforts of their principal, they're more than welcome to phone in as we speak. We tried as much as we could, but we couldn't actually get a representation from there. So it's like, even live now, we're saying that should there be any meaningful contribution on behalf of the PDP candidate in tomorrow's election, by all means, please call in. And for that matter, any of the 15 other parties that are also registered for this particular election. Now, back to you, Mr. Kisha. You've spoken about security, and thank you for that, because I was going to go then, so you've actually taken it on. The police put out the announcement that this was going to be an entirely federal affair as far as the security is concerned. No state organs would be allowed, or, well, I don't know, yeah, will be allowed. So they don't expect any of that. You understand that, of course, because we had the police talking to us about it.
Let me quickly say this.
Yes.
Before now,
yes,
the Amotekun Corps has never participated in elections. It is not in the mandate of the Amotekun to participate in elections. It has always been about community policing, crime prevention, intelligence gathering, and networking among the traditional institutions for security.
Okay.
So it has not deviated from that. It will not deviate from that. But we can't say because the elections are being held, we should leave our forests open to all comers, or we should leave our farmers at the mercy of farm leaders. So we are not going to wait. We are going to ask Amotekun to continue to do the jobs they are known to do.
Okay.
And such jobs do not include being found anywhere where ballots have been cast.
Okay.
We are law-abiding people. And if I may add, I'll tell you this. From your own perspective, from the information you have, you will agree with me that this is the most peaceful countdown to any election that have been held in those states. This is the most peaceful. I mean, nobody can legitimately say that he has been harassed, embarrassed, attacked anywhere, and more so in this era of citizen journalism. You know, if anybody wants to slap you, the first thing is you bring your camera. So no one. And it shows that we have a gentleman in the saddle, somebody who knows the law, and somebody who is not ready to sacrifice the people and the law for his political ambition. That's what makes him different.
You know, yeah, thank you. The point you made about the peacefulness so far, that indeed is commendable, and that's what everybody is looking forward to. We have it. But one would like to say that the peacefulness is as a result of the citizens, the good citizens of Ondo State, just simply being law-abiding, generally speaking. And so this would lead to that. But there are those who are saying that, well, I go back to the point I made at the top of the program, that because the two of them are seen as, rightly or wrongly, from the same political heritage or a similar political heritage, it's like, and the fact that elections in Ondo State, when the candidates were being picked, they were zoned, I think, to the south. Both candidates are from the south. So there's precious little. I put this question to our guest yesterday, too, who was also speaking on behalf of your principal, that can it be that well, people are saying, well, it's okay, since there's nobody else, we know of one, quote-unquote, political house. If it had not been so, let me say, efficiently zoned as it has been, then there might have been a bit more variety in the candidature, which might have led to a bit more rambunctiousness, so to speak. That is...
Now, let me clear something immediately.
Sure.
There was no official zoning. The zoning arrangements were just agreements about the political elites. That, look, this is how it will work to save the system from needless rancor. So it's not as if it was gazetted into law.
No.
But that also, I agree with you that our people have always been generally peaceful. But people can also be stoked into violence, particularly by the people in power. So I want us to credit rightly the incumbent, and it would be unfair not to credit him, to say that this is a man who has not used the instrumentality of state to intimidate anybody. This is a man who has given a level playing ground to everybody. In fact, I saw on one of the TV stations one person representing one of the parties. He has no party secretariat. He had no party secretariat in the capital, none in the 18 local government, and I heard him speaking a lot of falsehood and abusing the incumbent. And the man is freely walking around. Nobody, in fact, sometimes people in the major party will be having their programs. He will go and carry his microphone and two cars, rented cars, and will start campaigning around them. People will just say, if you want Leo. In fact, they will just sing, so we have had a lot of tolerance displayed by this governor, and I can credit to the fact that he's a genuine person, a responsible woman. It would be unfair not to credit him with this fact. Yes, the people have been generally peaceful, but we have a governor that has also not deliberately stoked the embers of violence and discord.
Okay. Well, again, that is indeed to be commended. Now, to the point about the campaign has seemed to be, might the word be reticent, in the sense that it's thought that the bulk of the activity, campaign activity, happened around the capital. When you go to the hinterlands, there wasn't very much of that. Is that sort of understandable?
That's a totally false narrative, and I'm without any apologies. This governor has visited every headquarters of the 18 local governments. So you can't say campaign has been restricted. Now, what the difference is this? The campaigns have not been on national TV. The campaigns have been with the people at the grassroots. It is something to be on channels every day, to be on TVC, to be on, yes, it has value. But for my people in Igodonlisa, for instance, or in Kiribo, where the other candidate is from, or in Obenla, where my candidate is from, or in Tebukumi, or in Ifira, or in Agoapa, or in the localities, they have seen their governor talking to them, sometimes till late midnight. Sometimes it's late in the night. So it will be false to say that it has been restricted to Akure. No. It has been more. In fact, the only time we have campaigned in Akure was yesterday. All the while, we have been everywhere around the nook and crannies of Ondo State. This government have met every traditional ruler. This government have met all religious leaders. This government have met all interest groups. And that is why endorsements have been pouring in from all. If you don't meet them in their locality, how can they endorse you? You understand me now? Noge at the national level, at the state level endorsed him. At the local government level, they appointed campaign committees for him. Religious groups are doing the same. That yes, we are not where we want to be. And there's a global reality. But we know that this man is doing the best in the circumstance, and he has the best interest of the people at heart, and he has applied programs, IDs, objectives that are scalable and that will be met within a very short time to the benefit of the people. So we have been going around, and I must also concede to the opposition. The PDP people have also been doing their best. About 3-4 days ago, they were at night in Odigbo local government, in the hinterlands of Koseru, a place we call Dege, Koseru 49, campaigning till late in the night. No incidents of attack, nothing. People are really engaging the people who matter. You and I know that only the elite will watch this program. You understand me now? But we still must give it to the elite, because the elite they have a way of impacting even the masses. But we have been going directly, one-on-one, community by community, village by village, local government by local government, preaching the gospel of the APC as captured by the man, Lucky Orimisan Ayedacho. And if you look at the name is doing a lot of magic. Nobody wants to say I am unlucky. Nobody wants to say Olumosan. You understand me now? Nobody will say Ayedacho. So anywhere we go, the people call the name with joy, owing it. Yeah. And we are counting on God and the votes of our people that will be returned as governor come November 17 or 18, when our results will hopefully have been collated.
Okay, still looking at the two front runners, if one might call them that, although we hasten to add that there are still, 15 other parties involved. We see how all of that goes. It very well might be that some, candidates or some parties might decide to throw their lot in with the other. But going by the statistics, and by the way, talking about the statistics, there hasn't been an uptake of voters' cards. Yes, 2 million odd registered voters, if memory serves me well, and there are a number, a sizable number, I think up to maybe up to a quarter of that hasn't actually picked up their voting cards. I don't know what your impression is, but our guest speaking again in the same vein as you are speaking had said that, well, there were logistical challenges in certain areas that might have prevented people from coming forward. But what's your take on not almost everyone picking up their voters' cards for the election on Saturday?
Once again, I'll say this is a global reality. I mean, don't let us dwell too much on it. In the US, the bastion of democracy, as it's called, percentage participation is not up to 60% in most cases. I don't have the actual figures.
Yes.
You understand me now? So, I mean, it's a global reality. People will register and stay at home. So it's a reality that we have to deal with. And you see, it is a reality that is informed by a number of things, some religious, some cultural, some personal. That people say, I don't want to vote. That religious faith, sects who believe that it's ungodly to vote. So we should not dwell on that. We should look at the participating mass, those who are generally involved in the governance of their people. And if we have about 40, 50%, 60% people taking their cards, we have done well. And we can only improve on it, and that's what mobilization will have by INEC and agencies of government, particularly involved with election, that is at the federal level, should do more education. In the NOA could be revved up to do more of this education around voting and your vote card being your power and all the while. But as a party, our job is to engage. We are engaging. Our job is to canvass. We are canvassing. Our job is to rally around. We are doing that. Our job is to convince the voters. We are also doing that. We are doing the best that is possible in the circumstance, the best that we can do in the circumstance, and we are seeing results from the joy on the faces of the people, from the feedback that we are getting from the people, and from campaigns that are still going. Now, we have done statewide campaign, we have done local government campaign, we have done world campaigns. Now it is door-to-door campaigns.
Okay.
We have devolved into units.
All right.
The units, you are supposed to now go around those who are voting your unit. The lists are open, they're available on INEC portal. So if you are smart enough, you get the list and you begin to visit home by home. The addresses are there. You begin to canvass. But some people don't know and they don't do it, but we know it. We know what to do. We're making calls to people, engaging them, getting their opinion, getting their feedback. You understand? We have had complaints. We can't say, oh, everybody 100% is for us. But what we are getting is encouraging enough. Now, we are doing our best in circumstance. The indices are correct and in our favor, and we are sure of victory.
You know, it's interesting that you bring up this point, because I was also going to mention the fact that I wonder how you feel about electoral experience. This will be Governor Aye that he was. This will be his first outing. Electorally. So, but in terms of experience, his main competition, Mr. Bola Jai, he has had a taste of it before. This is not concerning to you that you have to work to make up for that?
I'll be frank with you. Bola Jai has won election twice. And he has contested several times and lost.
Of course.
Several times. Our man has aspired twice. One, it wasn't a very positive thing. The second one, he won with his principal. Now, that means in terms of experience, it's not as if he's far behind. And look, the fact that he has not aspired before in the number that does not mean that he has not participated before. He has been a regular participant in the politics of this state. He has backed positive people who have emerged victorious. But the question I'll ask you, when was the last time the PDP won election in Ondo State? When? You understand me now? So if it's about electoral experience, the APC has it more. It's more contemporaneous about victory. Since 2017, the APC has been winning and winning back to back. So if it's about experience, you know who has the experience now? Somebody has had experience of consistent failure since 2017, even despite trying different platforms. and another has had consistent success on the same platform. So you know who is more experienced. The viewers know who is more experienced. They know who is luckier. They know who is more advantageous in this process.
Okay, you're still playing on the word lucky, and it also being the name, of the incumbent governor. It is a plus. It is a plus, indeed. Security. You've spoken about that. When we spoke with the police yesterday, they are saying that tomorrow, being a Friday, from midnight, the borders would be sealed. That is probably to your knowledge, and it's a thing probably to be required. They also will be spreading a security blanket, and the police are saying that this is because they are not taking any chances. When I suggested to the policeman who spoke with us that might it not be overkill, after all, it is just a state election, he said they weren't taking any chances. And this matter about making sure that only the right people, maybe the people that are already within the borders, within the confines of Ondo State, we can handle that, but we don't want any last-minute surprises. So from midnight to tomorrow, no further entrance will be allowed into the state. All of this is probably per agreement?
No, I agree with the police. They should do their job. I am not a spokesperson of the police, but I will want them to be careful, to be on the alert. Today, this morning, we have had hundreds of buses pouring in from Osun and Oyo states for the final rally of the PDP. I hope the police will plead with them that they should, after their rally, leave our state and go home. At least they are not supposed to come and vote. Yes, we can hire people from other states to your rally, but they should make sure that they go back in the tons of vehicles that they have come in. I mean, after all, this election is about residents, registered voters in Ondo State. If you choose to go and bring people from Forogi to come and join your campaign so that you'll be seen as being well attended, all well and good, but after it, let them go back home where they belong. This is an election for Ondo State residents. This is an election for voters of Ondo State residency. And we thank our brothers from Osun and from Oyo who have come to celebrate and dance to Ondo State music. After this afternoon, bye-bye. Let this election be for the people of Ondo State. And I hope the police, the SSS, and other security are conscious of this reality. I know they are. I just want to remind them of it so that you won't have people loitering our streets after the rally.
Okay, well, we can see the accompanying pictures, which have been recent pictures, are indeed indicating that there is a sort of a gaiety in the air. But I wonder, so if any on those citizen who is watching might want to call in to contribute their idea or their notion or their feelings on the whole subject about the good preparation is what I would say, speaking from the outside here. If there was anything beyond, apart from that, I'm sure it would have come up, but we haven't heard any such reports. All the reports that are that very much as you have said, is that things are going apace and that we're slowly winding down to the big rally. The final rally is going to be when is it today or tomorrow?
We have had our final rally yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And we had our final rally yesterday. So what we are doing, like I told you earlier now, is the house-to-house, person-to-person mobilization. And that started about a week ago.
Okay.
And it won't end until midnight on Friday.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you what, we'll take a quick break now, but please stay with us. We'll be right back. And as I said, I'd like to, if it is possible, include calls of other commentators, either from within the state or even outside of the state, who are keen observers of things that are going on politically around the country, and in particular in Ondo State. So do please stay with us. We'll be right back.
First, with breaking news.
Every major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
Hello. What time did they start?
First, with breaking news.
Okay, welcome back, and we're chatting with Mr. Eniola Akinshola, who is a former Chief Press Secretary to Governor Mimiko, also a former governor in Ondo State. He has very good reports as to, arrangements for the election, from the point of view of campaigning, votes and all of that, even the security. But let me ask you now, Mr. Akinshola, the incumbency factor, how much would you credit that with, in terms of your optimism, your upbeat? Because we do know that Mr. Bola Ajayi has said that he discounts that. In fact, very much as you have said, he also said for his whole party that, PDP is the party to beat in Ondo State. And that he doesn't, if anybody is counting on that, they might get a rude shock. Is the incumbency factor a critical one as far as you are concerned?
I will say this. My brother Agbola Ajayi cannot say it is containing incumbency factor. That would be a lie. What do I mean? The only thing he has been echoing wherever he gets to is the fact that he was a former rep and a former deputy governor. Is that not some sort of incumbency? Incumbency is about leveraging on who you are, who you were, where you are, in order to win the votes of people. So this argument is just running, maybe it's understanding. We will leverage on what we have. And what do we have? We have a governor that is amiable, is gentle, is focused, is responsible, and he's delivering.
Okay.
No matter how tough he is delivering. So that is so far as where incumbency will work for him. It's his record that is incumbency. The fact that he's the sitting governor is the most experienced among them because he is a governor. The others, none of them have ever been governors before. The farthest anybody got was being a deputy governor, and a deputy governor that was booted out midway. So let us leave that one. Everybody will leverage on who they are. We will leverage on the fact that we have a sitting governor, but it is not to say that we'll be going to town harassing anybody. We have not done that thus far. You have attested to this. Everybody has attested to this. We are not denying people the opportunity to do their campaign. Everybody have attested to that. We are not fighting anybody. We have maintained decorum in our debates. We have not made false and wide allegations that some are doing. We are not even going to the immoral parts of some people. We just don't matter. The people know everybody.
Okay.
Some people but we have stuck to the fact that this man is the most competent, the most capable, the most amiable, the most accessible among the top contenders. And that is our strength. We are not going to run away from it. If they want us to run away from it, then let them go and run away from the fact that they were former commissioners or former this or former that. You leverage, even at work, you want to get a job, you have to write your CV and you say where you were and where you are.
Indeed.
But it is not how to intimidate anybody. It is just to state the facts. And that is what we are doing. We are not ashamed of doing it, and we'll continue to do it until INEC says stop all campaigns.
Yeah, and I think that is, by tomorrow.
It's legitimate?
Yes. Okay. And even as I was calling for phone-ins, I've just learned that those who are watching us on maybe our YouTube channel will be able to do that, as well as those in diaspora. But as for our terrestrial channel, there's a live event going on in Anambra, so they might be seeing a different feed. Mazi Okorafor has indeed used such a channel, and he has called in. Good morning to you, Mazi Okorafor, calling in from Arochukwu.
Good morning, Sayuri. Good morning, Sayuri. Good morning, I guess. Honestly, Sayuri, there are three things I want us to look at very, very critical. One, the transportation system. You see, statistics have shown that every time during the election, you'll be hearing about transportation leading to late arrival of material. That time, the road transport union was the person complaining that the INEC considered always a problem, that they will not portion the kit to them. But they will go to all these roadside transportation stations to go and arrange, which is not healthy. That is why they normally have late arrival of material. So I will advise the INEC authority concerned, the relation to go to the authority concerned in terms of the, so that the arrival of this is to be very, very timely, how it's supposed to be. Because the late arrival normally takes for when people go to the retail sky, they will do election. Many of them will go back to, when they go back, to come back, it's always a problem. And this issue of vote buying, I don't understand what is happening in this country. I think every time when you listen to radio, television, when you are on television, you'll be hearing about speaking against the vote buying. But people will continue going to take 5 naira, 2 naira, 2 naira stipend to mortgage their conscience because of that immediate satisfaction. Not knowing that 4 years is more than that immediate satisfaction. And the youth participation, honestly, every time see our youth, instead of them to come out and vote, even to encourage people to come and vote, you see them going to play football, play basketball, volleyball, all these roadside football when elections are going on. At the end of the day, it is the same youth. You will not get a honorable member that will come and say their school must, their race must work, their water must come, their electricity will come. You get to play football. So I'm calling on the youth. As a matter of fact, make sure you go out and vote and encourage people. Please, youth, be part and parcel of this election. I call on everybody on those states. Come out and vote. Forget about the thing you do. Whatever you collect now. Make sure you think about the future of their students, the future of yourself, the future of the state. Because if you go out and vote, you have that satisfaction. Yes, you are voting for the rightful candidate. You are voting for the success of your own local government, of your own state, of your own community. Good morning, Mazu Crap from our people.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mazi Okorafor.
I didn't hear a word of what he said.
I
didn't hear a word. I was saying that I couldn't hear a word of what he said.
Oh, so sorry.
So if you can just recap so that I can adequately attend to you.
To very briefly paraphrase, he brought up the question of money in elections, the use of money in elections, and he was counseling against it. How much is it that could indeed be extended for buying of votes in the election? And he also commented on youth being apathetic. You will see them playing football on election day, generally indicating that, you have commented about this before. So actually, I was going to use the opportunity to ask you how apprehensive you are as an individual, your observation regarding things like money, the use of money in the elections, which we all know is illegal, but which we know, unfortunately, continues to be a feature in some of our elections.
I read that there have been a lot of scaremongering about the use of money, and I will not justify the use of money in an election in any way. But I will tell you this, there is a global reality about democracy. Your resources will have to be deployed for you to win. I mean, we can be hypocritical about it. It is not vote buying. It is logistic deployment of resources that I'm talking about. Look at the recent US election. Elon Musk promised to give $1 million to one participant at rally each.
Dollars, you mean? Dollars?
Yes. So
because you said naira.
Just Google it. Yeah, okay, dollars. Just Google it. And yes, people are raising eyebrows about it, but the reality is that people use a lot of resources to mobilize. I am opposed to it, but it's a reality. And there is no law against it. What the law is against is vote buying. And I'm sure that nobody of his right senses would do it. We are not going to do any vote buying. But we have been deploying the little resources we have to campaign, moving from local government to local government, ward to ward, now unit to unit. So we can do that. I agree with him. We should discourage vote buying.
Okay. It appeared to freeze, but I'm sure he'll be back up.
I'm at one with him. Now to you're carried along, excuse me, sorry please, I'm trying to, but to a large extent I've been carried along by the incumbent governor. Recently, he made widespread appointments of, not recently, some time ago, of young people into government, into important positions. The essay on entrepreneurial engagement is a young man who has built a business for himself, who has won the National Entrepreneur Award more than twice, who is the MD of Georgia Mall, that is the business development of Oni. He's a young man. He brought him to come and help entrepreneurial development in Ondo State. Many others like that. Recall when the last festival was going to happen across Nigeria. The governor openly engaged, he invited them, let's talk. What are the issues you want to protest about? And he told them, these are our realities. This is what is happening about subsidy removal. This is what, and the youth, they heard him. They reasoned with him. And even when some people moved themselves from Lagos to come and try to cause problem here, the people of this state resisted it. That is an engaging person. He's engaging the youth, he's engaging farmers. Recently, the farmers in the state endorsed him for what he has done thus far. And these are organic endorsements. Noge endorsed him. These are young people who are still within working age. So this man is engaging young people, he's discussing with them. When we're talking about fintech and tech, he's engaging them. That tech hubs are springing up here, and he promised to do more. Because tech is a money spinner. And what do you need to do tech? Electricity and data.
Indeed.
He's working, now that there is a new opening for state ownership of power generation and power distributing rights. Ondo State has registered a company that will be involved in distribution. These are realities that are informed by the new regime in the law surrounding power generation and distribution. And he has latched on it. Now we are going to be involved in what we distribute in our state. And that means we can affect how it is distributed for industrial purposes, for developmental purposes. This is a government that is conscious of this reality, a government that is listening to the best of its ability. And I know that once the hustle and bustle of politics of election is over, he will also still go back, resonate with the people, think with his think tank to speed up his plans and process and achieve results timelessly.
Okay. How about, well, maybe on a final note now, normally at elections like this, dignitaries, APC dignitaries from around the country begin to pour in. What has been your experience in that regard? Is it going to be, there will be no difference, right?
For yesterday's rally, respectively, a lot of dignitaries, not the masses, not the crowd,
yes.
A lot of dignitaries flew in to solidarize, which is normal. The National Party chairman, the vice president, and immediately after, they all went back to their houses or their stations. Yes, there will be logistic support here and there. There will be logistic support here and there for those on ground, for the election to be smooth. But it's not going to be them coming to interfere with our election. No, that has never been our method. It is not going to be our method. They will come, give us their experiences. We will learn, it's peer review. To tell us when we're having us, this was what happened. When we're having us, this was so avoid this, avoid this, avoid this, try this, and we move on. That is the experience that we are getting from them, and not to interfere in our conduct. In any case, they are not registered here.
Indeed. Well, it remains for me to thank you, Mr. Eniola Akinshola, Media Perception Manager, a member of the APC Campaign Council in Ondo State, and I wish you all the best in the conduct of
brother.
The election on
Thank you.
On
Thank
Saturday.
you very much. Thank you very much.
Our pleasure. Okay, then. Now, so that's where we're going to have to leave it for now. Do please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folare. Bye-bye for now.
It is